representing the people of Kogi Central. I do have an additional prayer that the Nigerian Immigration and Prison Services should liaise with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in prisons. This is born out of the fact that numerous Nigerian women who were sex trafficked to Libya and happened to escape the unworthy, unhuman situations were arrested and detained in Nigeria, in the Libyan prisons, and they are being used to satisfy the sexual urges of the prison warders and prison officials. It is a fact that many of our Nigerian women who found themselves in the Libyan prisons are pregnant, and many have given birth to children who live in the prisons. So I would appreciate the chambers and my colleagues do approve this, so that children, innocent children who are of Nigerian heritage, do not suffer with their innocent mothers, that they be brought back to Nigeria. Thank you. Immigration and Prison Services to liaise with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in Libyan prisons.
All right. Any seconder? Any seconder? Yes, seconder, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, to second the additional prayer as most ably moved by distinguished Senator Natasha.
Repeat the additional prayer so that people understand.
Mr. President, and distinguished colleagues, I know at all times, I know
the additional prayer is.
Mr. President, I know at all times and in all situations I have the protection of Mr. President.
You have my protection.
And I know.
Just repeat the additional prayer for the benefit of all.
Secondly, Mr. President, it is already in our hands recorded that Mr. President, in asking for secondment, did himself repeat before the additional prayer. And I'm relying on that. Thank you, sir.
Don't practice your law on the Senate. Repeat what you are seconding. It's very simple. You are seconding the additional prayer, so repeat it so that they can capture it very well.
On a serious note, Mr. President, her additional prayer, I mean, it was a very lengthy one.
Which one?
And part, Mr. President, part of what we have been trying to also let our colleagues know is that an additional prayer should not be a debate. But her additional prayer was simply to direct the immigration service to liaise with the Libyan authorities with a view to returning female prisoners. That was our additional prayer.
Distinguished colleagues, the addition. Those in support of the additional prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So let me now thank distinguished Senator Akpoti, former Speaker of the House of Assembly, for bringing this to the fore. And pray that when this is communicated to the relevant authorities, Senator Garba and his committee on legislative compliance will follow up to be sure that all the prayers we have brought out today, including the additional prayers, are adhered to. And then use this opportunity to also urge Nigerian youths that home is home, home is best, that sometimes some of the places you are going you may be going into a lot of suffering because you are looking for greener pastures, while the home may be greener than where you are looking at. May God guide us as we take decisions on immigration, and may God protect Nigerians wherever they are, whether in Libya or in other countries. Thank you for bringing this to the fore. Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President.
My people, the atmosphere in the Nigerian Senate today was nothing short of dramatic. What happened between Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and her colleagues will leave you speechless. Just imagine, a sitting senator raises a motion, expecting the usual support, but suddenly, complete silence fills the chamber. No one moves, no one seconds her prayer, and the tension becomes so thick you could almost feel it through the screen. Yes, this really happened. Senators refused to second Natasha's motion, and the whole House went into confusion until the Senate leader had to step in to restore calm. Now, before we go deeper, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because this gist, my friend, is one you don't want to miss. So here's the full story. Natasha, who only recently returned to the Senate after her suspension, stood up to make a prayer, a kind of proposal that needed at least one senator to second before it could be discussed. That's how things work in the Senate. But to her surprise, when she finished speaking, the chamber went cold. No one raised a hand. No one said, "I second." It was like everyone was avoiding eye contact. You could literally feel that uneasy silence. It wasn't just a procedural issue, it was a political message. Remember, Natasha had been suspended earlier this year over allegations of misconduct, speaking out of turn, defying the Senate rules, and refusing to sit in her assigned seat. But many Nigerians believe her suspension was not about that. They believe it was because she spoke up about the way she was treated, and because she made serious claims that shook the upper chamber. Some even said it was punishment for refusing to stay quiet. So now that she's back, everyone was waiting to see how her colleagues would react, and this silence spoke volumes. You see, the refusal to second her prayer is not just about disagreement. It's about rejection, a subtle but powerful message that says, "You're on your own." In politics, silence can speak louder than words. The Senate is supposed to be a place of unity and fairness, but today's event shows there's still a lot of division behind the scenes. Let me pause and ask you, do you think it was right for the senators to do that? Or do you feel Natasha deserves support now that she's back? Tell me in the comment section. And again, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so we can keep bringing you more real-time updates like this. Now, here's where the story gets even more interesting. When the chamber became tense, the Senate leader quickly stepped in. He tried to calm the situation, reminding everyone of procedure and unity. He urged the senators to keep emotions aside and focus on the job. But make no mistake, that intervention didn't erase the message. Many political observers believe that what happened today is a sign of the growing discomfort within the Senate over Natasha's return. Let's talk about what could be happening underneath. Natasha is not just any lawmaker, she's bold, outspoken, and not afraid to challenge authority. Some see her as a voice for the voiceless, others say she's too confrontational. Whatever side you're on, one thing is clear, her presence shakes the status quo. And that's what makes her both respected and feared in political circles. Now think about it, for her motion to get ignored by almost everyone means some kind of collective decision or silent agreement must have happened behind closed doors. It's like they wanted to send a clear warning, "We haven't forgotten, and we are watching you." That's how power works in politics. Sometimes it's not the loud arguments that matter, it's the quiet gestures that tell the real story. But let's not forget the bigger picture. This moment is not just about Natasha, it's about how women in politics are treated. Nigerian politics has long been dominated by men, and strong women who speak out often face resistance. Natasha's case highlights that struggle again, the idea that when a woman stands up boldly in a male-dominated space, she's seen as too strong, or too loud. Yet when a man does the same, he's seen as courageous. That double standard is one of the things people are talking about right now on social media. You can check online, people are already sharing clips, commenting, and using hashtags like #StandWithNatasha and #LetHerSpeak. Nigerians are reacting differently. Some are saying the Senate's action was shameful, that it disrespected a fellow senator. Others are saying, rules are rules, and that she must earn back trust. Now, politically speaking, this could get very interesting. Because when moments like this happen, they don't end in that chamber, they ripple out. Natasha could gain sympathy from the public. She could become a symbol of courage, someone who refused to be silenced. And if she plays her cards right, she might actually turn this moment of rejection into political strength. Meanwhile, the Senate leadership will be doing everything to manage the narrative, they don't want the public to see this as a personal attack. They'll likely say it's about procedure and nothing more. But Nigerians are smart, people are reading between the lines. Before we continue, please take 2 seconds to hit that like button if you're enjoying this gist, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That way, you won't miss any update when this story takes a new turn, because trust me, it will. Now, what happens next? The Senate leader will probably hold some internal meetings to ensure this kind of tension doesn't spill out again. Natasha, on her part, will not back down, that's not her style. She might call a press conference, she might post on her social media, or even take this up legally if she feels she's being isolated unfairly. Whatever happens, this story is not ending here. It's also a lesson in how power circles react to those who speak out. It shows how politics can be both personal and strategic. One moment of silence can send shockwaves through the whole nation. And from what we've seen today, Senator Natasha is once again at the center of attention, whether her colleagues like it or not. Let's be honest, whether you support her or not, you have to give her credit for standing her ground. It takes courage to face a room full of people who once voted to suspend you, and still rise to speak again. That's boldness, and Nigerians respect that kind of strength. So as it stands now, the big question is, what's next for Senator Natasha? Will she regain the trust of her colleagues? Or will this silent resistance continue to follow her throughout her time in the Senate? Only time will tell. But one thing is sure, Nigerians are watching, the cameras are rolling, and the people are talking. This kind of drama doesn't die quickly. And as always, we'll be here to follow it for you, analyze it, and tell it like it is, calmly, clearly, and honestly. Before we close, please, if you've enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button now, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss future updates. Drop your thoughts below too. Do you think Natasha is being treated fairly, or is this just politics at work? Let's talk in the comments.